Your grocery bill looks like a phone number, and filling your tank costs a small fortune, all after you were promised things would get cheaper. What went wrong? Today we're breaking down how the very people who screamed the loudest about the economy are now paying the price for their own political choices. Welcome back to Mind Mirror. Let's get into it.
You're supposed to give people grace, not because they deserve it, because they need it. Yes, everyone except Trump supporters who regret their vote. I saw a video of a woman who was in the supermarket with another woman who said she regret her vote because of the price of eggs and stuff. And the woman said, well, we tried to tell you. And the woman said, yeah, if you had told me about all this, I wouldn't have listened. See, they were holding so tight on their racism, their sexism, their homophobia and transphobia. They didn't care about the prices because they thought it wouldn't affect them. Something clicked off in their brain. And also, they refused to read Project 2025. We begged them. We pleaded with them.
She's hitting on a crucial point right here. The warnings were everywhere. People were practically screaming about the consequences. But the MAGA bros were told not to listen, that it was all fake news or fear-mongering. They were so locked into the culture war, so focused on owning the libs, they ignored the 900-page plan to dismantle their own lives. Here's the tool. When people on all sides are telling you to read the instruction manual before you assemble the furniture, you should probably read the manual. Don't let your loyalty to a personality blind you to the policies that will absolutely wreck your finances.
In every language, sign language, smoke signals, but they refused to do it. And you know, Project 25 was like 900 pages. They did that on purpose to scare you from reading it. But there were so many videos of people encouraging you, telling you how to read it. Read 10 pages a day. Read it with someone in the doctor's office. Read some while you're in an Uber. Read some while you're waiting for the bus or the train. But for some reason, people lost the ability to read. So now they're regretting. The other day, I went into the store in the Bronx. Not Manhattan, the Bronx. 2 eggs are coming, 2 cartons, $20. In January, they were $10.99. On sale maybe for $7.99. So yeah, we're all in this together. Now it's affecting you. You want to come on social media, I regret my vote. And other people want to give you grace. I'm not giving you grace because you put us all in this mess. No grace. Some people just don't give it to them.
I voted for him for lower grocery prices. He promised me cheaper prices on groceries. And that has not happened. Not only has that not happened.
This is the devastating endgame of voting on cultural grievances instead of economic self-interest. She was promised lower grocery prices, a simple, tangible thing. Instead, she gets the opposite. Plus, the very social programs that act as a safety net are getting yanked away. They use hot-button issues to distract you while they gut the programs that keep you afloat. The whole strategy is making you believe a billionaire who's never worried about a grocery bill in his life is somehow your champion. It's a sleight of hand to distract you while they pick your pocket. The oldest trick in the book.
I am getting my food stamps taken. I am getting my cash assistance taken. I am getting my Section 8 taken. I am getting all my welfare governments taken. I did not ask for this. I would not have voted for him if I knew this was going to happen. Somebody to tell me they're lying on me right now because what the you mean that I'm not gonna get my benefits? What the you mean? Because what the happened? Do you understand that there are people like me who cannot?
Notice the classic misdirection here. From the supporter, first he says you can't reverse the economy overnight, which is true, but then he immediately pivots to blaming the last guy for everything, even for things happening now. It's a tactic to absolve his guy of any responsibility. It's always someone else's fault. He even throws in a conspiracy about them slaughtering chickens to create this mess. When you have to invent a convoluted backstory to explain a simple problem, you're probably defending the indefensible. The simple answer is usually the right one.
Work? Do you understand there are people like me who have kids who cannot eat? Do you understand there are people like me who go hungry the last week of the month just so my kids can't eat? Because SNAP benefits is all we get? I need somebody to please fucking tell me he's lying. I can't.
We voted for Trump because he promised while he was campaigning like a million times that when he got into office, he was going to bring down prices, bring down grocery prices. The inflation has been high ever since COVID, and he promised he would bring that down. But it's obvious to me now that that was not true. Egg prices have skyrocketed. The bird flu is killing all the birds, and he doesn't seem to be doing anything about that. He's stopping disease communications from the disease centers in America, pulled us out of the WHO. Like, how does that help anything? And yeah, all he's been doing is taking.
This guy gets it. The bait and switch is happening in real time. The promise was a better economy, lower prices, bringing things back to normal. But the actions are all about taking away rights, pulling out of global health organizations, and creating chaos. The economic promises were just the marketing campaign to get you in the door. The actual product being sold is a totally different thing. Practical advice: judge a leader by their actions, not their campaign slogans. If they're not doing what they said they would do to help you, they're not going to.
Taking away rights and freedoms, or trying to. He's not doing anything about the economy. So yeah, we totally regret our vote at this point. We've had a really tough time here in North Carolina. Half of my house got washed away in Hurricane Helene, and I applied for FEMA assistance and we got approved. But now Trump is canceling FEMA and emergency assistance to people. He's also canceled Medicaid.
We go out to the Buffalo Wild Wings here in the great state of Georgia, go Atlanta Braves, okay? And this is a very Republican county. I mean, son, we are full-blown red. I'm talking about the MAGAs like you've never seen before. Big beards, big trucks. I mean, this is how it is. So we go into the Buffalo Wild Wings and we're sitting there, and the guy right behind my dad, clearly a MAGA, clearly a Trump supporter, had the big beard, had Harley Davidson tattooed on him. Like, this guy was all for the MAGAs. And the girl that was our waitress, her name was Reagan, and her parents named her after Ronald Reagan. And this man just went on a spree about how bad the Democrats are, and Reagan was great, and Republicans, and how Trump is, and all this stuff. All the while, the man sat there and bitched about the price at the Buffalo Wild Wings. Bitched about the prices. I don't create tariffs on the plastic. I don't create tariffs on the chicken. I don't create tariffs on the spot of land that the Buffalo Wild Wings had to buy. But I know who does, and that's your boy Trump and his tariffs. And how this economy is just, we're supposed to be thriving, is what somebody told me one time in a text.
That dude in the restaurant is a walking, talking example of cognitive dissonance. He's passionately supporting the architect of the high prices he's complaining about, and he doesn't see the connection at all. He thinks the high price of his wings is some deep state fraud, instead of the direct result of the tariffs his guy put on chicken and plastic. It's like complaining about being wet while you're cheering for the guy making it rain. Your practical takeaway is this: trace the problem back to its policy source. If your guy signed the policy, then the problem is, at least in part, your guy's fault.
It's thriving, yeah. Bullshit. Incompetence is what that is. That's ignorance to say that, at least. So yeah, great.
Donald Trump, did you see the man from West Virginia that called into C-SPAN complaining about the price of insulin that has gone from $8 under Joe Biden to $80 under you for those on Medicare? I mean, Donald Trump, really? MAGA, is this what you all planned on, and this is what you voted for? You voted to raise the price of insulin for those to get it. This was a 28-day supply, and under Biden and under the medical play, the way things were written, and reimbursement rates, et cetera, that it was $8 when Joe Biden was president for a 28-day supply of insulin, and now it's gone to $80 a month. Now, if you're on a fixed budget, the difference in $8 and $80 is $72 a month times a year is almost $1,000. It's roughly $900, give or take, but it's close. But it's a huge number. This is not what people voted for. MAGA, you're going to FA.
You're going to FAFO. Fuck around and find out. He's not wrong. This is the moment the abstract political game has real, tangible, and devastating consequences. Watching the price of a life-saving medicine like insulin jump tenfold is where ideology slams into a brick wall of reality. You can't own the libs when your grandma can't afford the meds that keep her alive. This is the cost of voting for a team instead of voting for policies that protect your family. No amount of flags on your truck can make up for a $72 a month hole in a fixed income budget.
FO, you've messed around. You're going to find out. You're going to see what you voted for is not what you're getting. Love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and my burned out light bulbs. Anybody that also uses insulin and you've seen your prices change from $8 a month.
Something that will never cease to amaze me is how conservatives are out here screaming in your face all the time about how expensive everything is. Inflation's so bad, right? Biden made inflation so bad, and it's still so bad because that's just how bad it is, and Trump can't even do anything. It's so bad because of Biden. Right. In the same person, the same conversation, even the real, like, you know, like elevated diabolical ones are able to do it in like the same sentence. Right? These people will say, oh my God, like, everything's just so cheap, right? Prices are coming way down. They're tumbling down. Thanks, Trump. Which one is it? Tell me. Which one of those is it? Are prices too high? Or are they too low?
We didn't vote for Trump because we wanted lower prices. We voted for him because we want him to make our country safe. This is the new level of cope that we are seeing from Trump supporters as they are...
He calls it a new level of cope. And that's exactly what it is. For 2 years, the singular MAGA battle cry was grocery prices. It was everything. The moment their guy gets in and those prices get worse, they pivot instantly. Suddenly it's, we didn't vote for lower prices, we voted for safety. The goalposts haven't just moved, they've been launched into another dimension. This proves it was never about the economy. It was just a weapon to attack the other side. Once that weapon backfired, they dropped it.
So desperate to defend Donald Trump's actions. Even though Republicans were whining for months over how pricey everything was under the Biden administration, now that Trump is actually making things more expensive, they suddenly switch up real quick to talk about how they really just care about safety and they don't really mind things being more expensive. What happened to all the Republicans complaining about the price of eggs or how inflation was so out of control under Joe Biden's presidency? Y'all are real quiet now. Most embarrassing part for Trump supporters is the fact that Canada is specifically implementing higher prices and tariffs onto Republican states only. I wish I could say I feel bad for you, but honestly, you get what you voted for, and you're about to find out. So in conclusion, not only is Trump not bringing inflation down, but he's actually making things more expensive for you and your families. Good job.
Egg prices are going up and food and energy costs haven't gone down. Now Trump supporters are regretting their vote for Donald Trump. Yeah, no, we're not, because we understand how the economy works and what set that off. See, Donald Trump is killing it when it comes to his executive orders, and you guys can't have it, so you're throwing out this deflection, but you're leaving out the important bits. Under the Biden administration, they slaughtered over 100 million egg-laying chickens. Right before Trump took office, in November and December of 2024, they ordered the slaughter of about 20 million egg-laying chickens. See, these price increases were predicted in 2024 because of that event, because when you wipe out the supply, the costs will go up if the demand doesn't change. Then we jump over to food and energy price. Well, Donald Trump's only been in office for a week. And it's interesting because when Donald Trump did the debates and did interviews, he was very clear on what you have to do to try to keep prices down, because you just can't reverse the economy like that. And you guys are now admitting that Biden was at fault for the increases. But he said you have to drill, bring down energy costs, and you have to find efficiencies in the supply chain. So what did Biden do right before he left office? Signed an executive order on drilling and tied it directly to the 1953 Continental Outer Banks Shelf Land Act, which means they were preventing drilling from the Gulf of Mexico, the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the North Bering Sea. See, so your president immediately went and made a move that was counterproductive to bringing your costs down, and somehow you're going to tie that to Donald Trump when these events took place before he's been in office, and he's only been there for 8 fucking days?
You know, maybe the MAGA folks have a point. Maybe we focus too much on the negative. I mean, sure, our president just said he'd wipe out an entire civilization and threaten the fucking Pope, but grocery and gas prices are also at, like, record highs. I don't really know where I was going with this.
What? Oh, nothing. I'm just wondering if you heard what Donald Trump said about not being able to lower the grocery prices.
Here we go. He said it's gonna be hard, not that it's gonna be impossible.
Right, but he's not even in office yet, and he's already backtracking on his main campaign promise.
Here we go. You're gonna try to explain tariffs to me and then make it about immigration?
I wasn't even gonna bring that up because it's a given, but yeah, that is gonna make things more expensive.
Well, I guess that just means that people are gonna have to shop for products made in the USA.
Do you know we still need to import things to make U.S. products?
I I think what's so interesting about you is that y'all have zero faith. You don't understand that he's going to make the gas prices cheaper, which is going to in turn work out. So I don't care if I have to pay a little more for my groceries.
Oh wait, so now you don't care?
And there it is. The mask off moment. She says, "Oh wait, so now you don't care." And the other woman just admits it. "That's right, I don't care." This is the entire game given away in a single sentence. The outrage over prices was conditional. It was a tool, not a principle. As long as it hurt the other side, it was a crisis. The moment it's their guy causing the pain, it's a price they're willing to pay. This isn't a political belief, it's just sports team tribalism, and it's why nothing ever gets fixed.
That's right. I don't care that I am paying a little bit more for this sliced cheese.
Right. The sliced cheese that you have to count for your kids.
Plus, everyone knows if we go into an economic recession, it's going to be Biden's fault, not Daddy Trump's.
We're paying the price for something that kind of has nothing to do with us. It's skyrocketed prices, harder for people to travel back and forth to work. Even though our economy is really messed up, everything really went up. Grocery prices are going up. It's really getting hard to live here in the U.S., especially with this war going on.
It's costing $100 to fill up a tank that was just costing me like $50. You're already in a recession, so gas at $5.49, $25 not even giving me a fourth of a tank.
He promised a lot of things to get into office, and then it's everything that he promised is like the exact opposite. I mean, gas prices, honestly, I think this is the highest it's been. It's scary because I don't think it's going to stop increasing anytime soon. I mean, he promised no more wars, right? I mean, that was one of his biggest things when he was running in his campaign, and that's exactly what we're doing now. So,
And who's paying for it?
obviously the American people, so.
Why is it $6? The only time I've seen $6 for gas was in LA. Why are we paying the same amount of money that people are paying in California? I don't make that much money. Come on.
So for my family of 5, I just spent $47 on eggs, milk, bread, and strawberries. And that officially cost as much as a tank of gas. We were promised that prices would come down right away. But so far, everything is way more expensive. I looked at the prices today. Nationally, beef is up 22% since 2024. Coffee is up 36% since 2024. And eggs are up 39% since 2024. At this point, they're a luxury item, like rent or hope. Backyard barbecues overall cost 25% more than they did just a couple of years ago, which is wild considering that burgers are now smaller than billionaire tax rates. So who's behind all of this? I'll give you one guess. The MAGAs rigging our economy. Republicans in Congress could have stopped Trump's tariffs that are raising prices on everything, but they didn't. And you know why they didn't? Because those tariffs fund tax breaks for billionaires.
This is the key to the entire puzzle, and he's laying it out perfectly. They sold everyone on the idea that tariffs were about punishing other countries, but it's a shell game. Step 1, impose tariffs, which makes everything more expensive for you, the consumer. Step 2, take the billions of dollars in revenue generated by those tariffs. Step 3, funnel that money directly into massive tax breaks for the wealthiest corporations. They are literally using your increased grocery bill to fund a tax cut for someone who owns a yacht. It is a direct transfer of wealth from your pocket to theirs, disguised as patriotism.
Same billionaires whose corporations are also raising prices. So far, the American people have paid more than $106 billion in tariffs, and we're just a few months in. Higher costs for working people, tax cuts for billionaires. It's like robbing you twice and then charging you the delivery fees for the robbery. And moreover, this isn't just how inflation works, which by the way is up 2.7%. This is economic injustice brought to you by policies designed to squeeze working families. All while CEOs rack up bonuses for making your groceries and my groceries unaffordable. Bottom line is we need to get informed, as that's the only way we're going to unrig our economy. So yeah, check out don'tinflateourplates.com so you can see firsthand just how hard they're working to empty your fridge. Because when billionaires feast, the rest of us starve. And I'm done starving.
You act like inflation's just prices raising. But you act so smart. Did you ever take a micro or macroeconomics class?
I took
Raising
both.
Prices, huh?
I took both.
Okay, yeah, so did everybody. But you obviously didn't grasp the concept. Because look at Matt Dearden's video. Oh, you're doing the clickbait face. You want to put a clip of me or whatever.
What's inflation?
But watch Matt Dearden's face. Watch Matt Dearden's video because he explains it very well and in detail for you. I don't got 20 minutes.
Friend,
it's probably a 5-minute video.
My
you
friend,
should probably go give that a watch.
My friend defined inflation.
Dude, go watch the Matt Dearden video. I'll play it for you on the live.
All that I'm asking you to do is to define a word.
It's not as simple as the raising of prices.
So then what is it?
I'll give you the definition. Just give me a second. Sorry, I don't have. You give me a definition if you want to laugh. You give me an exact definition.
After you give me yours.
Inflation is a gradual loss in purchasing power that is reflected in a broad rise in prices of goods and services over time. Inflation rate is calculated average price increase of basket selection goods.
Wow. CNN just spent 5 minutes fact-checking Donald Trump.
He's claimed several times over the last week that prices on gas and eggs and groceries have dropped dramatically. Here's what he has said today about energy and gas prices, as well as earlier this week.
Energy just hit $1.98 in a couple of states. It's way down. You have gasoline that hit $1.98 yesterday in a couple of states. Gasoline yesterday in 3 states hit $1.98 a gallon.
Here to fact check for us is CNN's fact checker Daniel Dale. Daniel, is there truth in this?
No truth to any of those claims, Jake. So on the days the president was referring to there, last Wednesday and Thursday, there was not a single state that had its average gas price any lower than $2.70. So nowhere near $1.98. Now people might say, well, the president didn't say average prices, he said prices. So maybe there were some gas stations in some states selling for $1.98. I asked the firm Gas Buddy.
So what's the takeaway? Rhetoric is cheap, but groceries aren't. When the promises don't match what's happening in your bank account, it's time to start asking harder questions. It's not about left or right. It's about reality. What's one thing you're paying way more for now that's genuinely shocked you? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe.